Bop, 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 bop. Geeks are back, baby. Geeks Vision. Let's get after it. We got UFC Fight Night, Columbus, Ohio, Nationwide Arena, 4 p.m. ET, getting off early. Blaydes versus Daukaus. Let's get into it. First fight of the night, we got Luis Saldana versus Bruno Souza. Souza's 10-2. Saldana 15-7. Interesting matchup off rip. Odds come out really close to even. Bruno Souza, national karate champion, very light on his feet, not known for his power, more of a point striker, but very talented. Luis Saldana, on the other hand, I feel like he's better on the inside with the boxing. Not a bad striker himself, but definitely the better grappler, I'd say. I feel like his route to victory is to wrestle, get this to the mat. If Souza can stay on his feet and do that weird style he does with the karate bouncing and use his legs and keep distance and really, add those up, I think that Souza could outpoint him, maybe hit something crazy. This fight's going to be good, man. This is going to be a good scrap. I'll take Souza by decision. I'm going to pass this off to Goose.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I see Souza being able to use that karate point strike background similar to Wonder Boy to stay on the outside, hit him from range and really foil any plans that Luis Saldana has to get inside. If you're able to do that against Melsik Bagdasaryan, which he did on short notice in his debut, I think he'll be able to against Luis Saldana in this one. So give me Bruno Souza.
All right, let's pass that off to Dano.
All right, so what I see in this fight is with Bruno Souza, he has no TKO losses, no sub losses, and I can't see Saldana putting it on him enough to get a TKO. Just like I'm not a huge fan of his striking, and like you said, with the karate style, with no TKO losses or KO losses, he knows. He knows his way around the octagon, and he knows how to stay out of conflict and when to engage, when not to. And I think that that's going to be very useful for Saldana. I feel like Saldana's not he doesn't have the punching power to knock you out or the technique to slip some combos in. And with the karate style, I think he'll be able to keep distance better. And I don't know about a TKO, but I could see a decision. But I'm going to stick with Souza.
Front kick.
Yeah, so I'm actually riding with Saldana on this one. Trains at Fight Ready, and he has more finishes. I like a guy with more finishes under his belt. He's got 7 knockouts, 7 subs. He has been knocked out one time, but he's been on this little before Austin Lingo. He was on a 5-win streak. So, I think Luis Saldana gets the job done here. But it's around pick'em odds. So, yeah, I'm going with Luis Saldana on this one.
All right, let's go. So let's move on to the next one. You heard the picks. This one's going to be an absolute scrap and a half. We got David Dvorak versus Matthias Nicolau. Nicolau comes out 17-2-1. Dvorak 20-3. Oh my gosh, this fight is going to be insane. Talk about 2 strikers. Dvorak, I feel like hasn't really had the stage yet to display his full skill set. And Nicolau, on the other hand, he's been in the rankings a little bit. He's been lingering. He's had good fights. He has good wins on his record with Manel Cop, but I don't think he won that fight. On the other hand, I was doing a lot of research on this fight, watching tape back, and I really think that Dvorak is a lock, man. This is the CEO Geeks lock of the week, man. The reason is Dvorak is a pressure fighter, and he has leg kicks for days, and Nicolau is not good on his back foot. And I'm not worried about David's gas tank. This is going to be full gas tank, chasing him around the octagon. Nicolau trying to do counter punches. He doesn't have enough power off his back foot. He's not as effective. Dvorak's going to be able to mix in wrestling whenever he wants. He's got big overhands. He's going to have the power in this matchup moving forward. Look for Dvorak. The line's about minus 130. He's parlay worthy in my eyes. I'm going to slam him straight, but I love this matchup for him. I feel like he's going to be able to show us some serious stuff in this matchup. Let's go to Fishman off rip.
Yeah, so I'm kind of on the same page as you. I like Mateus Nicolau, but Dvorak, man, he's a beast. He hasn't lost since October of 2012, so that'll make it a 16-win streak right now. He's got 8 knockouts, 8 subs, and with Nicolau, he has 5 subs. So I mean, I think he'd rather get the sub and win that way, and I don't think he gets that done against Dvorak. So I'm riding with Dvorak, very well-rounded fighter, and he's on a freaking tear of a streak right now. So going with him.
All right, Goose.
Yeah, I noticed what you were saying about Dvorak liking to walk forward and strike, that pressure style. I think that is going to cause Nicolau problems. A lot of people like to bring up that Nicolau fought a really good fight against Manel Cape. And I think that's a lot of the reason that he's gained some traction this week. But Manel Cape's fight style, he's a very low output, trying to get the KO with the striking. And I think Dvorak, while he will be looking for the KO, is going to be constantly in Nicolau's face and making him uncomfortable. I think that's going to lead to a few sloppy takedown attempts from Mateus Nicolau. And if Dvorak is able to stuff him and look pretty dominant, stay on his feet, it's only going to start crushing the spirit of Nicolau as this one goes on. So I'm with Fish and CEO on this one. I am going David Dvorak.
Let's go, Dano.
All right, so we're going with the sweep, but at first I had Nicolau, and I thought, just looking at the records, we saw that he fought Elliott, he fought Cape, both W's, and then like you said, Dvorak hasn't had like the names that Nicolau's had, and Nicolau's, I guess you could say, has had better names, has fought better and had better performances against those names. So at first that's what I like, but then I look over and we got 20-3 David Dvorak, who you guys have said all what he is pressure and knockouts, 8 knockouts, 8 subs. I think that wherever this fight goes, he'll be ready for it. And just really kind of flipping my decision. I like Dvorak. I don't know if he's a lock for me because Nicolau is a jiu-jitsu guy. So if this does go to the ground, it could be even play. But if it stays on the feet, I'm confident with Dvorak.
These are the facts. Let's move on to the next one. We got a girls' boot. It is Manon Fiorot versus Jennifer Maia. And I'll be brief. I think Fiorot is going to keep this fight standing and piece up the girl in Maia. She has knockout power. So this one's going to be interesting, low key. I'm not going to call the knockout, though. Give me her by decision. Let's go, Dano.
Yeah, I'm riding with, how do you say it? Fiorot? Fior?
I think it's Manon Fiorot.
Fiorot. Yeah, whatever it is, I like it. I like her. I think, like you said, she's got the knockout power. She's got crazy skills. And even though Jennifer Maia is a big name, they're also around the same age, but Maia's had a lot more mileage on her body. And I think just a younger, explosive Fiorot is going to get the job done.
Yeah. All right, Goose.
Yeah. So earlier this year, going back to my strikers list, Manny and Fiorot found her way at 11 on there. Maia's not on there. I think Fiorot's going to be able to stuff the takedowns. She's better on the feet. Give me the woman from France in this one.
Front kick.
Manon Fiorot, In her last 6 fights, she's got 5 KOs. So I like her boxing. Jennifer Maya training out of Troop Box, but I'm going to ride with Fiorello on this one. So let's ride.
Yeah, let's ride. Talk about names I cannot pronounce. Let's get into the next one. Tennis Tulin. I'll run it at that. He's 10-5 Russian. And then we got Aliasab Kurziev. I think I did good on that. 13-0. A lot of talk on this guy, Kurziev. I'm riding him because I hear that he is an absolute animal. All the clips I watch, he's just fucking shelling people, bro. This man is a menace. He is a little wild, so that is always something to worry about. Like when you watch him, it's kind of crazy the way he throws punches, but I like it, man. Let's go, man. I love how they're pitting the Russians against each other too. Kind of unique, I'd say. Give me Kurziev by first round splatter. Let's go front kickoff rep.
So, Dennis, here's what I saw between these guys are both making their debut. Elias Cobb, Kizriev, this dude never been finished, 5 knockouts, 4 subs, but the only thing that concerns me is he's only been to the 3rd round 1 time, and that's either because he's finding the sub real early like he does, or a KO early. And I don't know, I feel like if Dennis has a chin and some decent ground game, like he has been sub twice, but Dennis has been through the longer fights, and I think Kizriev got it. He's just had to hopefully his gas tank is all right, and he's able to go 3 deep rounds if someone has that chin. But he is a dude that finds the finish. He's like at a 70% finish rate, so we're going with him.
Goosey, rip it.
Yeah. I am going to be on, I'm looking at the name here, Aliashkab Kizriev. You know, the other guy's stepping in on short notice. It's looking like he has had 4 fights fall through since he had a dominant Contender Series win, which he did in the first 50 seconds of the fight. People don't want to fight this guy. So Dennis Thielem here, the UFC said, hey, buddy, we'll give you a contract. Come to the UFC and fight our boy. And I think it's going to go pretty bad for him. I see Kizriev getting that first round submission. So that's where my head's at with this fight.
Dano.
Yeah, so I gotta go with you guys again. And I don't know much about Tui Lulian, but I don't think I have to, just because we got Kirzev at, I think, minus 700, what I saw. Short notice, a 10-5 opponent with 2 sub losses. And then before the Contender Series fight, we got Kirzev with a 58-second KO win in Fight Night Glory's 85. So we had and that was for a belt. So we have a belt knockout. He gives it up, goes to the Contender Series, has a sub 1-minute submission. I think he's rolling. He's got a lot of momentum, and I just can't pick Tui Luilin. I don't know too much about him, but I can't pick him. I got to ride with Kirzev.
These are the facts. All right, let's move into the next one. We got a banger on our hands. After 2 sweeps from the geeks, maybe we're riding parlays. Maybe we're not. We'll find out. Wait for the sheet. Here it come. Dana, Batgirl. I butchered the shit out of that. And then Chris versus Chris Gutierrez. All right. Chris Gutierrez 17-3. Dana's 12-2. Okay. I feel like the story in this fight is Chris Gutierrez is like the better leg kicker, probably the better mixed martial artist as a whole, movement wise, all this kind of stuff. But I feel like a lot of his tendencies play perfectly into the hands of a lot of Dana's strengths. And Dana has a lot of punching power. And, you know, this could get sketchy. So off rip, I say Chris Gutierrez probably comes out, good game plan. Probably wins a close decision. You know, he's a good striker. He's got great leg kicks, as we all know. He gets TKOs with them shits. But on the other hand, bro, this guy Dana, this guy's got some serious pop. And if you're coming in with some leg kicks, he's got some serious damage that's coming right up the middle, right back at you. And I'm not sure if I'm willing to bet on this chin of Chris Gutierrez right now. So for that reason, I'm probably hands off of this fight. But if I had to pick, I'd probably like stand backishly ride Chris Gutierrez. All right. Yeah, let's rip it. Goosey, you go.
Yeah, this fight is if it ends early, it's probably because Dana Batgaray is on the winning end of it. If it goes later, I think it definitely favors Chris Gutierrez. Chris Gutierrez has never been KO'd, so I feel like I got to go with history on this one and say he's not going to get KO'd in this. That being said, on those leg kicks, which are very dangerous, and if he starts hitting them, it's going to be a tough night for Dana. He also leaves those hands a little low, and we could see a right overhand over the top, get the people in Columbus going, but I'd be a little sad because I am picking Chris Gutierrez. I think he gets a 29-28 decision win. Dana winning the first round, Chris Gutierrez winning the last two. That's what I got.
Yep. And you know what? There's something to be said about this fight being in Columbus, Ohio, in an arena after, that London energy definitely transferred to those fighters. So, I mean, he's going to be the American in this matchup. So he's going to get some love. Dano, what you got off rip?
Yeah. So I'm going to go with Dana Batgarel too. I think, I picked Andre Ewell to beat Chris Gutierrez back in UFC 258, and I watched Chris Gutierrez just destroy his legs with leg kicks for 15 minutes. So that's a problem, and that's also a big advantage for Gutierrez. But at UFC Fight Night, Dern versus Rodriguez, he fought Felipe Colares, went to a split decision, who I am not a huge fan of. And I don't think, if you're going to split decision with Felipe Colares, and then your next fight's Batgarel, I think there's going to be some problems there. I think Batgarel's got a lot of power. And like you said, if he's going leg kicks, that's his game plan. I think Batgarel can counter it. And, with, like you said, Gutierrez's chin isn't the best. So Batgarel's power is looking even better and better. So I'm going to stick with him. And Gutierrez also went to a draw with Cody Durden. So that's not a good look as we saw this past weekend. So I'm going to go with Batgarel.
All right. Front kick fish.
I'm riding with Batgarel Dana on this one. 3-1 in the UFC in 2021. He was 2-0 with a knockout over Brandon Davis and Kevin Natividad. And he's on a 3 KO streak. And I like the Jimmy trains at Jackson Wink. And dude's never been finished. 6 knockouts, 2 subs. I think he's a tough dude. So Chris Gutierrez, though, Factory X Muay Thai. He's got 7 knockouts, never been knocked out. So this fight's going to be a banger, I think. Gutierrez, like you said, his leg kicks are going to be a thing for Batgarel to look out for. And but I like Batgarel on this one at Jackson Wink MMA. So we're going to ride with him.
Yeah, we are going to ride with him. Maybe, because we're split. And you know what that means? That means we're going to have to ring up Shawnee Boy. We're going to have to get Shambo on the line, and Shambo's going to have to give us his bold prediction, boys. So that's going to be the decider. Let's move on to the next one. We got an absolute we got a girls fight. Carol Rosa versus Sarah McCann. I'll take Carol Rosa. Fish.
Yeah, I'm riding with Carol Rosa on this. 27-year-old versus 41-year-old. McCann got experience, but I'm going to ride with Carol Rosa on this one. She's 4-0 in UFC, so she's caliber and younger.
Fire. Dano.
Yeah, so not much to say. Sarah McMahon, she's fought some good names, but she's got some experience under her belt. But I'm gonna go with Rosa just for the age, the explosiveness, and probably decision.
Goose.
Clean sweep, fellas. I'm going with Rosa just because she is the younger fighter. She's a little bit better, all around skill. That being said, she is fighting McMahon, and McMahon's last fight was a little while ago, but it was a pretty decent scrap with Juliana Pena before she got subbed in the third round. Regardless, I'm going to take Rosa on this one.
Bet it. Let's get to the next one. This one's a scrap and a half. Neil Magny versus Max Griffin. We got two vets stepping into the scene. Primary strikers for the most part, I want to say. Max Griffin 18-8, Neil Magny 25-8. Talk about a fight that is going to blow the arena up. These guys are fan favorites all the way around, from Max Griffin ripping ears off to Neil Magny just bodying every opponent that's not an extremely tough wrestler for the last couple of years. So both fan favorites because they both give the fans what they want. Unfortunately for Max Griffin, I feel like Neil Magny is the superior striker in this matchup and has everything that it takes to defend and wear off his takedown attempts. So I'm going to take Neil Magny in this matchup. I wish I would have got to the line earlier this week. I heard it dropped at like minus 150 or minus 180, but it's creeped all the way up to like minus 2 something. I think Neil Magny comes out, bounces back, looks really good. So no qualms to Max Griffin. This is going to be a really good fight. I wouldn't be surprised if Max Griffin wins, but I think Neil Magny just barely edges him out in this fight. So let's go to Goosey off rip.
Yeah, this is a fight that I've been going back and forth on. My heart wants to go with Max Griffin. He's the more exciting fighter. He'll come out and put on a show if he wins. But the smart pick here is definitely Neil Magny because he is probably going to go out at the end of the day, stay at range. If you can avoid the knockout from Jeff Neal, you probably can from Max Griffin. I think Max Griffin poses a little bit more of a threat in the grappling, and I could see him out grappling his way to a victory if he's able to get him down, wear on him a little bit. But that cardio of Neil Magny is tough to beat, and even if you beat him in the first round, it's going to be tough to beat him for 3. I think Vegas sees that Magny is sort of that favorite that people would like to fade, so they're probably enticing you to go with Griffin a little bit. I'm not going to fall for it. I'm going to pick Neil Magny in this one.
Front kick.
Yeah, so this fight was tough for me for when I first looked at it. I don't know. I didn't know who to pick at first, but because Max Griffin, he's on a 3-win streak right now with 2 knockouts. He's only been knocked out 1 time, 9 knockouts and 2 subs. So, but Neil Magny, man, I mean, 18-7 in the UFC. He's got all the experience you need under his belt. And since 2020, he's 4-1, and he's fought Chiesa, Lawler, Lee, Jing Lang, Jeff Neal, and I think he gets the job done. Max Griffin, 6-6 in the UFC. So 50-50. Neil Magny, more experience, taller dude, like you said, might keep the range a little better, and I think he's got it.
Dano, wrap it up.
Yeah. So I'm going to go with Magny too. And I just, personally, I think you could say Max Griffin's good at wrestling, but then, Neil Magny's a little better. Max Griffin's good at striking. Well, I think Neil Magny's a little better. I think Neil Magny, like you said, has got the experience all around. Good stuff. He's got 4 inches on the height advantage. So, maybe keeping him at range will be his game plan. And Neil Magny's fought some dudes. I can't believe this fight's on the prelims. We just had Neil Magny headlining a fight night against Chiesa, given he lost, but then he went out and beat Jeff Neal, who Jeff Neal's a big name. He just put a whooping on Ponzinibbio. And then you got Max Griffin, who went to decision with Condit, and he beat him. But where Condit's at in his career, I feel like a finish would have looked better. So with that, I mean, I'm going to go with Magny. I think I could see Griffin getting a sub because Magny has had some sub losses, but Griffin, I just feel like he's got too many holes in his game. I feel like Magny's pretty technical. He's got good 1-2s. If he pushes Griffin up against the fence, that'll be a bad spot for Griffin. So I wish, like you said, line was better, but I like Magny.
Yeah, these are the facts. And we're going to go into the next one. It's another another team alpha male guy, Vyacheslav Borslev, aka Slavaklaus, 6-1 Russian, absolute stallion, versus Mark Diakise, the Bone Crusher, 14-5. These guys are absolute stallions, both of them. If this is a stand-up fight, it's going to be fireworks. I think Slavaklaus is going to have the advantage on the feet. I think he's got more power in his hands. He throws super unorthodox strikes from all different angles. This guy is an absolute animal. I don't know where he came from, but I think he's special. He's got those crazy dance moves. I'd love to see him. I'm not biased, but I am a little biased. Team alpha male, give me Slavaklaus. I'll say he gets a round 2 knockout with respect on Diakise's name after really close 1 and 2. Let's go Fishman off rip on this one.
Yeah, so Slavaklaus, less experienced guy, 6-1, but I mean, this dude's got pop, trains at a great gym, and I mean, who'd he fought? Some dude named Chris Duncan, I believe, on his Contender Series, former champ, huge name, and stiffed him, and it was sick. And I was a Slavaklaus fan from then on. And Diakise, on the other hand, he's never been finished, but I think Slavaklaus is going to be the dude to give him that first knockout. But like you said, trains at ATT. His last 2 fights, he saw 2 Rafael Alves and Rafael Fiziev. So, but yeah, I don't know. I was reluctant at first with the experience, but I got to ride with Slavaklaus, man. He's got pop in the hands for lightweight, bro.
These are the facts. Dano, rip it.
Yeah, I'm riding with Slavaklaus. I've been on the hype train since the Contender Series. And then with Diakise, he's an underdog in this fight, which little fact about him, he's only been underdog once to Joe Duffy. And then he was favored against people like Fiziev, Hackpross, Dan Hooker even. So I feel like what people thought he was, he's not anymore. And the hype's come down on him, and the hype's only going up with Slavaklaus. I think he's a dangerous dude. Diakise's chin has been tested. I feel like I've seen him clipped in multiple fights, and I think in his last 5, he's 2-3. So not a lot of momentum there. A lot of momentum on Slavaklaus. I'm riding him. I don't know if I can do knockout, but Slavaklaus is that dude. So I might have Slavaklaus by knockout.
All right. Yeah, let it rip, man. Goosey.
Starting out with this fight, I was torn. I like some of the straight punches from Diakise. I think the leg kicks are a little bit better from what he has shown in the UFC. But I don't really think Slavaklaus has been able to open up the arsenal yet. He kind of got thrown in there against Dakota Bush, who is a primary wrestler. He's Slavaklaus definitely prefers it on the feet. I like the power from Slavaklaus. I like that he likes to be in the pocket and he's looking for the finish when he's in there, because I think Diakise will be lunging in from the outside a lot and putting himself right in range for those hooks, body punches, some of the knees. And I pulled Slavaklaus in a UFC Strike NFT pack this week. I need the knockout here. The value is going to increase. And, I mean, this guy packed his stuff from kickboxing in Russia, moved to Team Alpha Male, didn't have a lot going in the U.S. He actually worked as an instructor there as his job while he was training. He was teaching striking. I think all that stuff bodes well, because you're not going to want it more than this guy when he's in the octagon. So give me Slava Claus. I think he finds a finish, but this is going to be a back and forth fight for however long it lasts.
Yeah, dude, this fight's gonna be insane. And I don't even want to talk about the NFTs anymore because I got two Gloria DePaulas, bro. They absolutely scammed my ass, man. But they gave me an Armin Sarukian though, so it's kind of aight, but we'll see. We'll see, man. All right, so let's move on to the next one. We got Alexei Oleinik, the legend, versus Ilir Latifi, another semi-legend, the Swedish. This one's gonna be interesting, man, because the legend is pimping some swag, and Latifi seems to be on a little bit of a roll here. So, Dano, what do you got off rip? I'll come back around.
I'm gonna go with Latifi, and it's because Oleinik, he's just getting too old for me. He's been chasing win number 60. They're hyping that one up for this weekend, but he's been chasing win number 60 for his last 3 fights. Excuse me. He's been knocked out twice. Derek Lewis, who that'll really deteriorate the chin there. Then we got Daukaus, and then he went to decision with Spivak, who Spivak's not the best on the feet. So if you think he's going to be progressing on the feet, I don't think that's going to be the case. And then he gets a lot of chokes, Oleinik, but then you got Latifi, who's over there like this with no neck. I don't think he's going to be able to get a choke with short, bulky, stiff neck Latifi. And then literally, when I think of this fight, I see him going for the choke, getting out of it, and just pounding ground and pound. I think Latifi by TKO or KO.
All right, front kick.
All right, so here's what I have to say about this fight. Ilir Latifi does not impress me standing up, and I think Oleinik he could take him down and get the sub. He can do it, and I believe here's the numbers on it. Landed per minute, Latifi's at 1.8, and it's like that's not going to work out, boss, because Oleinik's got 3.5 and fucking he's on his, and that's not even his game. This dude's got 46 subs, dude. He's on his 77th fight. Yeah, he's a fossil, but I mean, this dude, he's gonna get it done. I just got trust in that. But I love that he's an underdog. That's why I'm picking him. I mean, if he was the favorite, no way. But underdog without experience, I think Latifi's gonna be in for a surprise. I'm calling. Dude, I think he's gonna, instead of the fucking grabbing the neck, he's gonna sneak his head under there and get that arm in, and he's gonna get that arm in triangle Johnson. He's gonna fuck him up with that.
All right, we got the bold. Can we get a round?
2.
All right, okay. Let's pinpoint that guy out. Goosey, rip it.
I know we were talking earlier in the week. I said, I think Ilir Latifi might be my lock of the week. And I am still picking him, but he is not my lock anymore. I think, and the only reason for that is a little bit of the gas tank, and he's even a little bit more low volume than I was anticipating. He averages like 1.8 strikes per minute, which is not a lot, and it could be a snoozer fight, but I could also see him clipping the chin. He trained at All-Stars MMA in Sweden with the one, the only Hamzat Chimaev, and Alexander Gustafsson. So he has people out there to train with. I think he is going to come in ready to roll. And, I know Oleinik is a ground guy, but I see Latifi putting himself in dominant positions on the ground and sort of wet blanketing him if he gets tired. So I'm going to pick Ilir Latifi in this one.
Well, I gotta swoop in to split this Jensen right in half. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't sleep on the legend, man. I'm looking at Alir Latifi, right? And all he does is wrestle. And I'm not knocking him for it, but that's what this guy does. And if he wants to wrestle Alexei Oleinik for 3 rounds, and Alexei Oleinik's coming in, yeah, he might be like lighter than him in weight, but I mean, he's 6'2". Uh, Alir Latifi's 5'10". He's gonna have 4 inches on him. I think that he can even stand with him for the first couple rounds. Do not sleep on the legend, bro. This guy is pimping right now. He's walking around with some swag. Um, I don't think he's worried about this matchup, man. I feel like yes, me and Danny were talking about the neck, and I feel like that's why Volk's really good, man. Like you can't get that neck, man. Like them little necks, dude. But but I think that he's got way more in his bag than some neck chokes. And I think that Alexei Oleinik comes out and shocks a lot of people with some kind of weird submission. Don't sleep on the GU game, baby. Give me those plus odds. Give me that plus money. We're gonna have to resort to Shambo for the split. Something tells me he's gonna want to ride Oleinik though.
Jumbo!
All right, let's move into the next one. This is a banger. This one could be on a main pay-per-view main card. We got Askar Askarov versus Kai Kara France. Wow, this is a scrap. Fishman, let's get a lead into this one.
Yeah, so we got a dude coming in, Askar Askarov, 3-0-1 in the UFC. His draw is to Brandon Moreno. So, and here's his 3 wins: Tim Elliott, Pantoja, and Benavidez. So this dude, they threw him right into the fire, and he's dealt with it. And never been finished. 4-0 with knockouts and 7 subs, never been finished. 13-0-1. So we're riding with him. But on the other hand, Kai Kara France, I think he's running into just a little too much of an opponent in Askarov. But Kai Kara France, I mean, I love what he's been doing. 2 knockout streak. He had a crazy fight. I mean, he just knocked out Garbrandt, but his losses, Moreno and Royval, that was a crazy fight, crazy exchanges in that fight. But trains at a great gym, City Kickboxing. But I think Askarov will just be a little too much for him.
Yeah, these are the facts. Potentially, let's go to Goose.
This one is definitely a little closer than the line indicates, just because you get that boy Kai Kara France in the octagon, and he lives up to his nickname. Don't blink. He's got that overhand right that can put you to sleep, which is pretty rare for the 125-pound division. But Askar Askarov might just be elite. And you look at him, his credentials, national wrestling champ in Russia, pretty tough place to be the best wrestler in. And I think he has enough on the feet to sort of throw him off, get him up against the cage, grind those takedowns, and eventually wear out the Kai Kara France, who is going to be in their game to fight, ready to roll. But I think Askar Askarov is going to be just a little bit too much, have a few too many tricks in the bag for him. And I see Askar Askarov getting the nod in this one.
Dano.
Yeah, this fight is a banger, and I wish it was switched with the Joanne Wood fight and Alexa Grasso. I think this would have been a good co-main fight. Askarov beat one of my favorites in Pantoja. And like you guys have said, he's like super established, but Kai Kara France has got a lot of momentum behind him. And if he can pull this off, I think it's going to be by knockout, or I think he's going to get knocked out or a decision. I don't think this fight's going to be on the ground. I think it's going to be a stand and bang for 3 rounds. So you could root for the knockout and go Kai Kara France, but I think like Goose, I agree with him. I think it's going to be Askarov, whether decision or knockout. I wish the lines were better. I think this is a more even fight, more leaning to Askarov, but I'm gonna stick with him.
Yeah, I don't want to say that this is going to be a landslide in any way, but I do want to say that Askar is going to have his way in this fight. His stand-up is really good, man. He's fluent as hell. And for a guy that has such a high wrestling pedigree and such a good game on the ground, he's going to be able to mix it up like you haven't seen a lot of these opponents in the past. Cody Garbrandt just didn't really look like himself. And other opponents seemed like when they couldn't get the takedown, or when Kai Kara-France got up, it was like they were stranded type thing. That won't be the case in this matchup. He's very comfortable on his feet, and every time that you think that there might be an opportunity for Kai Kara-France, he's gonna have that backdoor exit. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna have that drop to a double leg, drop to a single leg, get out of trouble. It's gonna win him a lot of fights, and I know that Kai Kara-France has a big momentum wave behind him right now, so that's scary to bet against. But Askar's legit, man, and he's deaf, so he's not gonna hear anything besides his fucking vibrations of his fists and his kicks, which is fucking ferocious in itself. So give me deaf Askarov to get it done by decision because Kai Kara-France is a dog. So let's move on to the next one. This is a banger. Matt Brown, Brian Barberena. Whoosh, this is going to have the crowd pumping, bro. This place is going to be pumping, bro. Matt Brown, 23-18. Not the best record, but everyone knows Matt Brown. Brian Barberena, 16-8. These guys are both at weird points in their careers. This is going to be a stand-up slugfest as far as Matt Brown's considered. Hopefully Brian Barberena got the same memo. I think Matt Brown is going to come out and hit much harder than Brian Barberena. And for that reason, no, I'm going to ride Matt Brown. I'm taking Matt Brown. I'm taking Matt Brown. All right. Let's go, Goose.
Yeah, this fight, you look at the odds there, pick 'em, and that sounds right. Either of these guys, you play this fight out 10 times, it's probably 5-5. But that being said, we're in Columbus, Ohio, right down the street from where Matt Brown grew up. He made it a point to say he wanted to fight on this Columbus card, and I think he's coming out with something to prove. He's going to be vicious in there. He's going to hit harder. I think if this fight does go to the ground, it's going to be because Matt Brown wants to shoot a takedown. Historically, Brian Barberena has not brought much in the grappling department. So I'm going to take the danger factor. I think Matt Brown is the more dangerous fighter in this one. He is in front of the home crowd. Those people in Columbus will be going nuts, and I see him giving them something to cheer about. Let's go, Matt Brown.
Yeah, let's please, Matt Brown. Let's just that chin, baby. Let's hold that chin, baby. Dano.
All right, I love this fight. I think it's going to be electric. The same way that Kai Kara-France and Askarov is going to be electric. They're going to be on the feet, but I think the difference is these guys are going to go into the later rounds and they're going to be tired and they're going to be slugging it out. And like you said, I like Matt Brown's power. I didn't even know he was from Ohio, but I think this is going to be like his type of environment, like a Midwest fight night packed. Matt Brown's going to go out there and put on a performance. Could I see the knockout? I don't know, because Barberena is like a fire hydrant of a neck and just stands there and wears punches and keeps going forward. Same with Matt Brown. But if we can get some elbows from Matt Brown or get in the clinch, I can easily see a knockout happening. But I'm riding Matt Brown. Let's go, Matt Brown. The immortal knockout.
Let's go, Matt Brown. Fishman.
Let's go.
Yeah, so we're riding with Immortal, and this
Too many sweeps. Too many sweeps.
I fell in love with this dude when on his tough season. I forgot who it was. Some kid put lemon juice or some lime juice in his dip, and he was like, "I'm gonna kick your ass. You don't fuck with another man's shit." And then he fucking stiffed that dude, hit him with like a fucking straight, and then kicked him right in the face for the knockout. And the dude hit a fucking dab and knocked out. So it was sick as fuck. And but Matt Brown, bro, yeah, I mean, this dude, he debuted at UFC 88 when Rashad versus Liddell. And I mean, this dude's a vet in like 43 fights. He's only been knocked out 3 times. So I like the odds on that. And in 43 fights and a stand and bang fighter. So this dude, I think he's got the chin. I think he's a hold up. Getting a little old inside of his career, but Matt Brown, bro, he's got some elbows. He's got some tricks up his sleeve, and I think it'll be too much for Barberena.
All right, yeah, let's go.
Yeah,
Let's
let's get this dub for Matt Brown and have him ride off into the sunset. We don't need to run 41, 42 years old out there anymore after this one. Should be a good memory for him if he wins.
Barberena on a 2-fight skid, Matt Brown on a 2-fight win streak. So let's go, man. Let's keep the trajectory, and let's get a Matt Brown win further, because that one's just going to be electric for the city. So let's move on to the next one. It's a girl scrap, Alexa Grasso versus Joanne Wood. I'm going to take Alexa Grasso because I don't trust Joanne Wood. Fishman.
Yeah, so Joanne Wood, 15-7. She trains at Syndicate MMA. Good gym, but yeah, I don't know. I would stay away from this one, but like Dano said, I wish they switched the order up in this card a little bit, but I think Alexa Grasso's got the dub on this one.
Dano.
I'm riding Alexa Grasso. I don't think Joanne Wood's got anything for her. She's lost her last 2 fights. Grasso's on a winning streak. Although Joanne Wood's been sub 4 times, I don't think this will go ground. It'll be stand up, and all Grasso does is go to decision. So I'm gonna go Grasso decision.
Goose.
Alexa Grasso, she's number 9 on my striking list. She's a little baddie. She's got something to prove. And Joanne Wood, she's on the come down, and just got married recently. So I think I question how much she is really pushing herself to get in the gym every day at this point. So I'm gonna go with Alexa Grasso on this one.
All right, quick and simple. We got another sweep recipe for something. Let's move on to the main event. Let's see if we got any bold takes here. We got Curtis Blaydes, the Razor Blades, versus Chris Daukaus, the police officer. He comes out 12-4. Curtis Blaydes 15-3. This fight's interesting because it seems like Curtis Blaydes is going to be able to kind of just Curtis Blaydes off rip when you just look at it, because Chris Daukaus just isn't the biggest heavyweight. So you just automatically assume that Blaydes is just going to be able to take him down, hold him down, and do what he does. And you're not an idiot for betting like that, because that is very much a likely possibility. It's the unfortunate truth, but when the size is this much of a disadvantage, it's tough, man. So I don't know really what to say about, betting the Blaydes side. I would go decision maybe, but I think Daukaus is going to have enough on the ground to hold his own. Can he shock and do something crazy? I don't really see it, man. I think it's a low percentage. So I'm just going to stay away from this fight. I'll probably dabble a little bit Blaydes decision, but Blaydes could even do it inside. I don't know. This fight's just weird, man. I don't know if it's really going to show out like it should. So let's go to Goose off rep.
I'm riding with Curdy B, baby. Give me Curtis Blaydes. I think he's got the experience. He's definitely got the grappling, and he shoots takedowns like no one else in the heavyweight division. So I think that's the recipe in this one. Get Daukaus to the ground, hold him there, and start mashing his face in. So give me Curdy B to get it on the first fight night with fans back in the States. Blaydes in this one for me.
Exact prediction, maybe?
You'll see in the gauntlet, baby.
Oh, stay tuned for the gauntlet, baby. Dano.
All right. In my list, last week I had 2 fighters going, both got dubs. This week, number 11, Curtis Blaydes. I'm gonna rock with him. I think he's a dude, man. Like his last 5 fights have all been big names. Daukaus's win before Lewis was Shamil Abdurakhimov, and Curtis Blaydes knocked him out as well 4 fights ago. So he's been building off that level of competition with 2 knockouts, 2 decisions. Well, he got knocked out by Derek Lewis, but arguably beating him on the feet. And if he gets that takedown, that fight could have been very different. But it is what it is. And I think Daukaus sometimes gets too loopy with the strikes. And just like Aspinall last week on Volkov, perfect counter the strike, like perfect into the double leg. I think we could see that happening. And then, like Goose said, once he gets either half guard or even top mount, if he can, and just rain down elbows, punches. So,
Fishman.
Yeah, I'm on the same page as you guys. Chris Daukaus, 4-1 in the UFC. His last fight was the knockout loss to Derek Lewis, but on the other hand, Curtis Blaydes gets knocked out to Derek Lewis. I mean, who doesn't get knocked out to Derek Lewis? But unless you're Ty to Ivasa. But Daukaus, I mean, Philly cop, big underdog on this fight because Curtis Blaydes is a super dominant wrestler, and I think that's what we're gonna see is Curtis Blaydes taking him down, like you guys said, and I don't know if Daukaus can be slick. We may just see a Curtis Blaydes decision, but if Blaydes can really find split his guard while he's on the ground and find the elbows and strikes, we might get a TKO. But yeah, we're going with Blaydes on this one.
All right, so we are ending this picks call with a bunch of sweeps. So do what you will with that. That is very interesting. Usually we've got a bunch of bold twisters, but maybe Columbus, Ohio is as easy as it sounds. Maybe it is. Stay tuned. We got the gauntlet coming out. Goosey is repping the set, so stay tuned to see how to get in there. You're gonna be able to go match up with Goosey for 50 bones. Other than that, anybody got anything?
Let's campaign to get Matt Brown into the co-main event.
Yeah, sign away.
yes, shout out Miami Dolphins picking up Tyreek Hill today. Big news in Miami. Let's go, baby. Fins up.
And like you said, come one, come all, baby. I'm ready for it in the gauntlet. Let's go.
Let's go. All right, Geeks are signing out, baby. Those are the picks. Geeks Vision, Columbus, Ohio. Let's make some money, baby. We've been hot.